Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're back and we're doing another best of one Zendikar Rising draft. Alright, draft is fired. What do we got? Skyclave Relic, 3 mana, indestructible. It's got kicker and it gives you some ramp and fixing. Not bad, but not amazing either. Umaro Wizard got a spell land that's a flyer or potential flyer if you play instant sorceries or wizards, which I suspect you probably will. Royal Eruption, good burn spell. You can kick it. You can deal it to any target. That's pretty awesome too. Tough to go wrong with spell lands that double as win cons. I do like that quite a bit. And I think the wizard is actually legit good because it's a relevant creature type and it gains flying. It's tough to go wrong with removal too, though. I don't know what I value higher yet. I think that's the big problem. Honestly, I think I'm just going to opt towards the spell land, as crazy as that is. What else is in this pack? Kindi Ox, good for landfall decks. Fireblade Charger, just a warrior beater. It's got a good ability. I like it. Horn Beetle is pretty cool for the +1/+1 counter. Oops, I'm going to have to restart MTGA, I guess. Follow-up pick. Well, Soaring Thought Thief, I mean, this is one of the better rogues you can get. Unfortunately, it's in the pack with another great rogue and Infiltrator, so a double good rogue pack. Another Royal Eruption in here. This is a great cleric, too. As far as wizards, we've got Cascade Seer, but I'm fine taking the Thief here and seeing if it pans out. I suspect Umaro Wizard is still totally playable in a rogue's deck. As a spell, just a spell land that you can randomly play as a 4/3. I like that. So I think it's a pretty easy Thief here, actually. If rogues work out, you're pretty thrilled to have the Soaring Thought Thief because you're going to be able to mill your opponent out pretty quick. Other notable cards in here: Vanquish the Weak, some okay removal, Practice Tactics, same thing, okay removal, Landfall, Hellhound, Wizard, which I think is actually pretty good, a little loot wizard. Good for the counters deck. Good for the counters and the landfall deck. All right. So now what do we have? Well, we can take Bubble Snare. It's going to fit with either a wizard or a rogue's deck, and it's just pretty good targeted removal. Probably our pick here. Otherwise, we have Lithiform Blight. I guess this is good if you're playing a bunch of different colors. It also replaces itself. Roiling Regrowth also fixes. Good for landfall. Ox, good for landfall. Deliberate, wizard card, certainly playable in that deck. Inordinate Rage, just maybe a warrior's combat trick. Mucklord is good for the counters deck. Hunger is good for the counters deck. Silencer, good for the party deck. It's also just a rogue that can kill things, which is not bad. But I still think I would prefer the Bubble Snare targeted removal, even though it's not a rogue. Could also still end up wizards, like I said, so we'll take a look here. All right, I actually like the Duelist quite a bit. It's also the Geyser Mage, which is nice, but I really like this Duelist a lot. Not only does it mill, which is what this deck wants to do, but it's just like a combat trick creature too. It's really good. Really good for 1 mana. Mossbit Skeleton, one of the better Golgari cards you can get. 2 mana, 2/2, or 5 mana, 5/5, and it comes back eventually. Subtle Strike, good combat trick / removal. Geyser Mage, like I said, good wizard that can bounce. So 3 mana, 3/2, or 6 mana, 3/2 that bounces something. It's definitely valuable. I'm just going to go Duelist, though, and see if we can make the Rogues deck come together. All right. So here, the best card is probably Nahiri's Binding, but I'm kind of, especially since I already have a couple flash creatures, just okay taking Anti-Cognition. I don't think it's a great card, but it's got upside if you mill them 8, so it kind of makes sense. It can be a hard counter for 2. Otherwise, early, you can hold up your flash creatures or counter something. It seems like the right pick given what we've already picked, so I'll take it. Okay. So we don't have kicker stuff yet, so I don't really like that. Highborn Vampire not really working with anything we're doing. We can just take the Sentinel. There's like Subtle Strike and stuff that can turn it on. I don't really like it that much, though. We don't have Clerics for that. None of these really go with what plan we're trying to do. I might just take the Vampire to try and cut black, because with the Thief... I mean, there's also no Wizards, too. This is tough. I could have just taken the Spell Land, but it's not one that I would probably splash. So here's a Cleric. Low Mage's Familiar is actually pretty interesting. And we saw the Risen Riptide. So we maybe just take this because it's a strong card and go for the maybe pivot. We might have to pivot into blue-green kick spells. We're not seeing any black, so it might be what we have to do, and I might just have to be okay with that. Another one? Well, I'm cool with that. Otherwise, it's a bunch of white in here, but... Alright, we'll go for maybe... We'll just go for the green-blue pivot into kick spells. Alright. Here we can take the Horn Beetle. Potential upside if we get some +1/+1 counter creatures. Otherwise, there's some late white that's not really interesting me. Negate, more of a sideboard card, I would think. Probably playable main deck, just not that exciting. And then Dauntless Survivor, also not that exciting. Alright, we'll do Hornblade. Or Horn Beetle, whatever it is. Good with Survivor. Cascade Seer. Not really what I'm looking for. Probably just take the Survivor. Which is also not really what I'm looking for, but cheap spells. Alright. Alright. Blue-green. I think here's our first kick spell. We'll take it. I mean, we're looking for value kick stuff with ramp plus gain life off kick, so... And 3 mana, 2/4 is a good body. Alright. We've got a plan. I'm okay as long as we have a plan after pack 1. Alright. So, Shadow's Verdict. Actually pretty reasonable spell. Kabira Takedown you can splash, and it's pretty good. Bubble Snare, though, kind of fits with what we're trying to do, and it's good removal. Because we want to do this kicker plan. So we'll probably just take that. Bubble Snare. Take a second one. Tap things down, gain some life. Looking for more kicker, though. Because otherwise... Yeah, we need some upgrades here. But I think we're on the right track. Cleric of Lifespawn, great uncommon for that plan. I guess Risen Riptide, something we could hope to wheel. It's going to be... I mean, it technically does fit with our plan now that we're in the kicker plan. But I think I'd still rather have a Bubble Snare. All right. This is Landfall. This has kicker, so it probably just makes sense for us. It's also just a random bear. Otherwise, Royal Eruption number 3, maybe for the splash. I'm fine taking this Gnarlid Colony, though, and being happy about it. Getting all the kicker we can. I think we'll hopefully get rewarded in pack 3 here. So we can take Salundi Vision. It's a spell land, which we like. There's no kicker with what we're doing anyway, so I'm okay with that. We don't really have too much to find with it yet, admittedly, but spell lands are valuable, and this one can be good for us, so I say we take it, see if it pans out. We're not going to be a party deck either, presumably, if we're the kicker deck. All right, Rune Crab just wins games, so I might just want it. Another Soaring Thought Thief is kind of surprising to see here. We don't really have a party plan. I'm okay taking the Crab. I think you can just win games off of Crab, so we just take it. Just random 1-drop blocker that can mill your opponent out. We've got a good stall plan already. It feels correct to take it. Because I don't think the Soaring Thought Thief's going to work out. All these Royal Eruptions, very surprising. So we can take Spoils of War for like splash. We don't really have a party plan though, so I don't love it. We can take spare supplies as just card draw. Maybe keep us busy early. Or we take Royal Eruption now and maybe we find a way to splash it because of kicker. Alright. I'm not interested in anything else here anyway, so we'll do it. Here's a kicker spell. It's off color though. Can take Deliberate. Not really interested in it. We'll take it. Otherwise we're taking like Strength of Solidarity, which we don't need. Alright. So Blightblade is just good in general. It's got Death Touch. Stalker can be unblockable, which is not bad. We don't really have a ton of... Yeah, I guess we have rogues, and I think I'd still rather have the Blightblade. I mean, we're kind of looking for expensive stuff with our ramp now. We can take Risen Riptide. There's another kicker spell in here too. But I think Riptide, we already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we only have 5. We're really going to have to find some more kicker soon here. Take another Risen Riptide. I mean, it does fit in with the plan, so... Wheeling Cleric of Lifespawn, it's kind of surprising. We can take this as like a spell land. Guess it technically could do something with Risen Riptide in the right opportunity. Take Kazul's Fury. Might splash red. Take Molten Blast, I guess. Take Adventure Awaits. Can only find creatures off of that, which I don't love. Alright. Well, we need some help out of pack 3 here. Seagate Stormcaller. So it's kicker, copy stuff. I mean, it's kind of perfect for what we're trying to do. I wish that we actually had Instants and Sorceries to copy. Deliberate, I guess. Not that exciting. It does have kicker, though. Otherwise, Geyser Mage, more kicker. Dry Disruption, spell land that's playable, not exciting. We'll take the Stormcaller. It's got kicker. So we're up to 6 kicker spells now. What does this do? Flying Double Strike. Wow. That seems pretty strong. Do we have any more kicker out of this pack? No, we don't. So we can take another Duelist. Or we can just hope that a Riptide plan and we get enough kicker spells and just win off of them. And there's, we take number 3. We have 6 kicker now. And we just hope to pick up like 3 or 4 more kicker. And I think these Riptides could win us the game, maybe. Otherwise, we're probably in trouble. But I think it's worth a try. Alright, so we have to take kicker here. I want the Florahedron just because it's like perfect for what we're trying to do, but we need kicker too badly to not take it here. Plus, this actually does help us with our red splash, I guess we're going to be doing, maybe. But yeah, reclaim every kicker we see now, from here on out. Kicker, taking it. Yeah. More kicker? No. Can take the flyer, I guess. Because we're probably creature light. No, actually we're not as light as I thought. None of the red spells are worth the splash. Diviner, we really don't have a lot of wizards going for us. But it flies, so I suppose. Alright, another kicker, taking it. We need as much kicker as we can get with the Riptide, so be it. Another one, taking it. Probably going to play a lot of lands now. Although we already have 2 ramp. Yeah, that's true. Take a random 2-mana 3/2 blocker. Can attack sometimes. I think so. Spare supplies. This is not worth... Double red is just not going to happen, unfortunately, for the kicker. On the splash, I don't think we're playing that. Don't need any of these. Well, I don't know what to say. Not as good as I would have liked. But we'll see what we can make with it. I think we can do something with this. We just got to figure out how we make it work. So we have 19 creatures, which is good because some of these creatures aren't going to work that well for us anyway. Molten Blast doesn't seem worth it on the splash. Just 2 damage. But I do want to play the Royal Eruption, and I think I want to play the Gazul's Fury too. 2 extra spells, basically. We can probably play 19, 20 lands, maybe. And we already have... I'm trying to do a kicker count here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we got 10. It's not bad, actually. As far as +1/+1 counters, we're not going to be spitting insects out all that often. And I'm definitely planning on cutting things that don't have kicker. So anti-cognition I don't think is going to happen. I mean, it does randomly work with like Ruin Crab and I guess as Duelist, but I don't like it enough. I want to keep my creature count fairly high. I don't really like Snarecaster that much. We don't have a party plan anyway, so it doesn't matter. I want to keep the flyer. I think Hornbeetle can probably go. We do, I guess, have a colony. We have 2 survivors. We have double sentinel. Maybe we keep the Hornbeetle. We have a few things that do counters. Not a lot. Deliberate can probably go. We really don't need it. So currently we have 16 lands, if you include these 3. Can Solemnity Vision, what does it even find in our deck? A Reclaim the Wastes, a Royal Eruption, an Adventure Waste that I don't even want to play, the 2 Might of Morasses. Okay, that makes it a little more worth it, and that's it. We probably have to keep it anyway, just because it can randomly find something to turn on our Risen Riptides. How many kickers did I say we had? I have to do a recount at the end, but I thought it was 7 or 8 or something. I don't know. So right now we're up to 17 lands. I think I want to do... We might be able to get away with 18. We do have the double Lull Mages familiar, so 18 is probably okay. But you have to remember, all of our kicker spells are going to be expensive. We could randomly cut a Duelist. I really actually like the card. I just think Combat Trick plus blocker plus random mill, especially with Ruin Crab, could be good. But at the same time, I kind of feel like I need to try and utilize this Hornbeetle randomly. because it makes our survivors better. I could cut the squid. I kind of like the squid. I don't want to cut the flyer, but we really don't even have other wizards at this point. I guess one other one. So it's just a flyer, which is still good. I probably cut one more card. Because I think 18 lands is appropriate here. So maybe we just cut one survivor, but then the Horn Beetle's so much worse. So really it's like squid or duelist. Maybe the squid can go. I like the surprise factor of duelist. That's tough. Alright, so 18 lands. With the kicker plan. Splashing Royal Eruption. We also have Reclaim the Waste to find whatever. Mountain. Random mountain. We only need to run probably just one mountain. So otherwise more blue than green. No double blue and no double green, which is nice. Alright. So let's do probably end up doing like an even split. So we have 2 blue and 1 red already. So we probably want to do like 5 of these. And then 1 mountain. And then so this would be 8 green, 7 blue, 2 red, probably run one more blue. Oh, because our kickers are going to have extra blue too. Yeah. We probably still do 8 and 8. Because our green kickers have extra green too. That's true. Alright. Well, it's a weird deck. It's weird. I feel like this one was close because we got the plan in pack 1. It just didn't really see the kicker to make it all come together. But let's do a kicker count again. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 only, huh? Well, not as sexy as I would have liked, I'm not going to lie. But this is what we've got, and this is what we got to run. So we'll see you round 1. All right, we're in round 1. We're going to keep this hand. And this strikes me as a hand that we should probably wait to play the Survivor until we played the Sentinel. So that way we can start beating down with a 3/4 flyer. Yeah, I think we can play this as a land. We could have possibly waited, but we've got a lot of kicker stuff in here, so kind of makes sense to me. Alright, this one I think we will play as well. That one I guess we can wait. Lull Mage's Familiar is pretty sweet. So let's say I play the Vision, and next turn I play a land. I'm up to 6. Just still 1 shy of that. But I think we'll do this plus the familiar and then pass. So now we just jam a horn beetle and pass. All right. Well, that's pretty cool. We're still one shy, but we've got the duelist, which is good. So let's do Survivor. And we're gonna pump the Sentinel so it can attack, and then we can double block the aesthetic too, and we still have the duelist. So this is fine. Possibly could have attacked with Sentinel there, but I'm at 12. It just feels I have a decent hand. It feels a little more cautious, I guess, to be careful, but they have 4 cards in hand. I don't know. Tough to say. Like now if they try and Rabid Bite, we have Duelist, which is nice. Duelist already doing its job. Jeez. All right. Still looking pretty good, to be honest. So now we just jam a big flyer and get in with this flyer. Pass. And we get more dudes to spit out. We have Royal Eruption as well, which is good. So I think I could block the construct with the Sentinel, but probably better to play around a combat trick. So I'd rather probably just block like this. See how this goes for us. So they probably just have like a removal. That's fine by me. All right. Riptide is looking really good. Do we kill them next turn? No, we're close. We might be able to kill them. It depends if they attack with everything. I don't want them to attack with everything, because then they die to this, yeah. So they needed to be more cautious there. Because now we just killed them to Royal Eruption, so we'll do that. Cool. Alright, got game 1. See you for the next one. Alright, this is a keep. Kind of a cool hand. Turn 1 crab maybe can do some work for us here. We'll see. So they're a party deck, presumably. Maybe not. What does this do? Gets flying too. And it gets counter? It's a strong card. Jeez. Alright, well, let's do the familiar. Seems like a fine trade to me. Happy to make that trade. I don't want to deal with flying dude. So if we get an untapped land, we can do the Horn Beetle. If we get a tapped land, yeah, guess I'll lose this. So can do the familiar, and we'll do the vision. All right, fine with that. So they've still got plenty of cards left in the deck, so I think we're going to have to do something more interesting here. I guess we want to play lands because we have expensive kicker stuff. None of these are worth a bubble snare. They can pump with Banneret, but we can double block, so I'm alright. Alright, well, we found our bubble snare target. That's good. I don't think it's worth attacking. We'll double block it. It's fine. They can do whatever they need to do. Not even sure which one they prefer. They prefer the Horn Beetle, which I think is probably correct. I guess I should have attacked there. Because we've got some work ahead of us. Alright. None of those are too scary, so that's good. We need, I mean, we've got 2 big flyers we can get. Attended Healer, a little bit more of a problem. Sandbag the land. Problem now, unfortunately, is the Seagate Banneret's getting better with each creature. So Kazul's Fury doesn't really do anything. But maybe eventually it will, I don't know. Yeah, unfortunately spitting out 1/1s when you got a Seagate Banneret's going to be a big problem. So we'll kick this. And I guess we get in with these two. I might Kazul's Fury too. I really don't want to be perfectly honest, but they're going to gain life, put counters on that. They're going to spit out 1/1s for that. Like, I'm going to have to kill that Attended Healer. Yeah. I think we're in pretty serious trouble, though. If I mean, there's so many targets I need to kill. That's the problem. I think we actually need to put it on the Survivor. I mean, it's like just so little. Way too little, too late. Can't even attack. Just way too little, too late. Yeah, we just got wrecked. Alright, well, that didn't work out so hot for us, did it? No, it didn't. Alright, we'll see for the next one. Alright, we can keep this hand. This will just be patient. Oh, just a Lotus Cobra, huh? That's probably worth killing, I would say. For 4 mana, I can copy this, though. Is that right? I probably wait, then. I probably wait. So we'll do the Riptide. Well, it worked out pretty well. I don't really want to bubble snare that, to be honest. But I don't mind kicking this and getting in for 10. Or whatever it is. $12. Well, I guess I'm glad they took it. Oh, that's too bad. I wonder which one they choose. Probably Sentinel. That's what I would take. I'd say it's a pretty easy Sentinel. I'm pretty surprised. I mean, if they have another discard, then that makes sense, but I guess we tap the lifelinker and get in for 5. Yeah, I mean, if you're not going to block with it, might as well attack with it. Expedition Diviner. Well, that's a good one. We actually have our other wizard, which is pretty fortunate. So if they have the kill spell, we get to draw. Oh. Life gain. They did have the kill spell, so we draw and they lose 4 life. That worked out fairly well. So now we're 1 land from Sentinel. And I guess we can attack with Riptide. How do they block? They can block with just these 3. And I trade it for 1? It's not a very good trade. But at the same time, do I want them gaining more life? Probably not. Trading this for one of those doesn't seem great, but at the same time, this is a 0-5 most of the time, which also isn't great. We probably don't. It's not ideal. Well, they're buying themselves some pretty valuable time. At first, I thought the Nectar Pot had reach. I don't know why. Maybe I thought it was a spider or something. I really don't know why. But that's what I thought. Well, if it's a land, they die. Okay. All right. Cool. We'll see you for the next one. All right, we can keep this hand. We're on the draw. We have the spell land, which I'm happy to play as a land. And start playing like Survivor into Lull Mage's Familiar and go from there. All right, Survivor can trade with Skulker. Cool with that. I'm gonna do it to my dude. Relic Amulet. No, that after a Skulker is unexpected. So next turn we get the Familiar. Just a cute little beast. Into Diviner or Horn Beetle. Got our 2 wizards again, fortunately. Not sure what they're sandbagging on here. All right. So we'll get in for 2 because I'm okay with this trade and potentially gaining some life soon. Next turn, better use of our mana is to play the Horn Beetle. But getting evasion is nice. I might be able to even attack with the Familiar depending on what they do. I think we're just going to take it because I have a feeling they have a flash rogue. Which means we might be able to get in with the Familiar here. Or not. Oh, that is a rogue. They just probably played their non-flash rogue, which is fine. All right, Ruin Crab, also an option. Yeah, in fact, we can do Ruin Crab land. Oh, no, we still can. I was worried we couldn't for a second, but we can. And then we'll do Diviner to get evasion. I actually kind of like this anyway. What do we mill? Hunger, Blood Beckoning, Veil. So we can trade our Survivor for the Skulker. Next turn, maybe just jam a Horn Beetle. Well, we'll discard these 2 and I think keep the Horn Beetle because we can play it. Mind Carver. What does it give? 3/2, that's it. I can handle that. What does it get though if it dies? Oh, if I have 8 or more cards in my graveyard, which I don't. Okay, well. Mill you. We'll get in for 3. And drop a Horn Beetle. And pass. So we're 1 land away from our 4/5 flyers. Our kicker flyers. Got some ground dudes. Lands at least mill our opponent, I suppose, which is possibly useful. They're rocking Buying Veils like crazy. It's a good spell land. Alright, we took out our flyer. We got this dude, which is good news. So, we probably just chill. Because Hornbeetle's going to net us things once we draw land. And I don't really want to trade a Hornbeetle for a Skulker anyway, so let's hang out. Basically, we're just waiting to go off with another flyer here. And maybe they want to use removal on Hornbeetle or something. We'll see. We're still 4 away from this thing getting +3/+1, so that's good. Only 1 card left. That's also good. So land is a big draw for us here. We still have 12 remaining. I guess we want an untapped one, but we'll see if we can get it. I didn't even notice their relic amulet. Let's put this on the... Well... I was going to say put it on the Hornbeetle, but then we can't really do a good trade for the Skulker. So instead we'll just get in with the Hornbeetle. And then we'll play a Survivor and put a counter on itself and get a 1/1. Which is not bad. So then we have something we can trade for the Skulker. And we're still a land away from the Sentinel. All right. So I guess we'll kick this, gain some life. Get a red mana and a blue, I guess. And play the red, landfall them, and then they got a good deck. Got some really strong stuff in there. And then we'll just chill. Alright, so they do have another wizard. They're surprisingly making their amulet work, which I was not anticipating. So, are they like a wizard deck? Are they like a rogue deck? Somehow they're like both? I don't know what's going on. But, so we could wait on the Sentinel. Do I want to do that? Or do I even have to do that? 4, 7, 8. Yeah. Still a little bit short. I think that we just jam a Sentinel kicked now. Because it keeps stuff at bay too. We get our Hornbeetle counter too, which is nice. So we'll just wait. I guess I'm happy to see Hornbeetle doing something. It's done what? It's already gotten us, netted us somehow 3 for each +1/+1 counter. I mean, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So they're able to trade their Diviner for our Sentinel, though. So it might just make more sense to hang out. Although this Ruin Crab can win the game. So maybe we just get in with the Sentinel. They can draw, but they have to use the amulet on the Sentinel, which I'd prefer them to do than our Crab anyway. So we'll mill them 3 now. We'll see what they get. Then we'll attack with the Sentinel. They can block with Diviner. Like I said, I'd rather them use the amulet on my Sentinel than my Ruin Crab if they're at 9 lands or 9 cards left in their deck, because we can legitimately, I think, mill them out here. Yeah, that's fine. So, decent looking board. We're just a couple lands away from milling them out. So land draws do stuff. Non-land draws ideally do stuff too. We've got some dead draws, I guess. Like Riptide dudes off the top are not particularly good. Stalker's probably a problem as well. So we kind of need land draws, and we need them to not have removal. So they're down to 4 cards. So 1 more land and they're pretty much toast. So let's see if we can do that. Even if they kill the Crab, it's pretty close. Bit of a mishmash from our opponent there. They killed 2 things with Relic Amulet this game, though. I mean, that alone is pretty impressive, considering they're not even like super dedicated wizards. They're weird amalgamation of rogues and wizards, and like just rando other stuff too. I mean, this attack makes sense. Block like that. 3/4 blocks, 3/2. We can put these 3 little fellas in front of this, and then probably just double block the Constrictor. What do they get? Our Diviner, I guess? That makes sense. Yeah, that does make sense. But we mill you out, which is awesome. All right. So we got the game here. All right, cool. See you for the next one. All right, well, this hand's a little awkward, but I think we're going to keep. Yeah, no blue mana. Could be problematic. We're running, what, 18 lands? It's a pretty good count. Colony takes 5 to be a 4/4. Minor Rush to get a 2/2. Not really. But I suppose we do it. We're not doing anything else. They're probably a Warriors deck. I don't really feel like the aggressor here. All right. Guess we can play Survivor and pump our colony. It's actually kind of good. And I can attack. And if they block, I have Might of Marasa. That actually worked out pretty well. Because it's got trample too, so this is kind of a big play for us if we get the pump here. I could potentially get a lot of damage through with this Gnarlid colony. Survivor again. Well, that's pretty sweet. I mean, we're potentially winning off Might of Marasa if we can rip some lands. All right. 4/4 seems pretty strong. So, no choice but to do it this way, I guess. Not being able to kick here is tough. I think I just block, even though this has trample. Unless they attack with more. Alright, so now they leave me no choice, I don't think. I think I actually do... Alright, I do it like this, actually. Because this way we don't die to... Royal Eruption. I mean, I'm going all in on Gnarlid Colony as it is, so I kind of have to do it like this. I had to be at 4 instead of 3. That's why I blocked the Trampler. Obviously, quite a few ways for us to just be absolutely decimated here. Like that, for example. Well, it depends on how they block, I guess. Land? Alright, we did get the land. That's good. We go for it. See what happens. I think it's GG's, though. We needed other colors and lands and stuff, and just did not get it. So, is there any way to not die here? I do Might of Marasa. I get 9. I get them for 4. Obviously not enough. So let's just say I play it regular, and then I do a Bubble Snare We're still way dead. I can't do this. We're just dead. We just are dead, unfortunately. Unfortunately, because land last turn we would have just straight up won here, which is saying a lot because we did like nothing this game. We did nothing. We played little diddly dudes and just got annihilated without having our lands. So the fact that we almost won that is actually pretty remarkable, I would say. We'll see it for the next one. All right, this is a keep. Risen Riptides early, or at least where we want them. Eventually kick a Skyclave Sentinel, one of our better win cons, which is funny since the 7 mana 4/5 flyer is one of our better win cons. So Riptide, Might of Marasa kicked. That could be good. And I guess the beauty of Riptide is you can attack and then kick it. So it actually is pretty slick with Might of Marasa. Two on top. Well, that's worrisome. We definitely want them to tap out next turn. What was that? So yeah, we want them to tap out, and then we can attack for 15 on turn 5, which is pretty strong. All right, that's not tapping out, but that is gonna be good enough. So we're getting pretty close. We're gonna kick this, and I guess tap the guy that could potentially gain life. Yeah. I mean, the beauty is if they counter that, we still can get in with our Riptide, so it could have a bounce spell, I suppose. Yeah. They're still a ways away, but they can mill again. They still have to chump. I guess they can take 3, so they did their job there. I'm pretty happy they blocked there. because we didn't have lethal. They must have been playing around another Might of Marasa. But I don't think you're in a position to play around Might of Marasa there. You kind of need that extra blocker. But maybe the extra blocker doesn't actually matter if I have another kick spell anyway. I mean, unless it depends on what they play here, I guess. So we need a land to kick either of these. So they're currently not dead. All right, that's actually not that bad because we didn't have a guaranteed land, and now that we do have the guaranteed land, we can still set up for lethal next turn. So that's what we'll be doing. And they're still 2 turns away from Relic Golem being a worry, so we'll just get our 2 dudes back online and then set up for a Skyclave Sentinel. And I think they've been forgetting to do their Relic Golem too. I mean, that turn they were tapped out, but did they remember to do it the turn? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they remembered to do it, or maybe they were tapped out. I don't remember. This card seems good though. They're definitely dead now. I guess that's not true, actually. They could have another Zulaport Duelist. Alright. Either way, we're kicking this. Alright. Alright. See you for the next one. Alright. This hand's actually a keep and surprisingly looks pretty good. I think we'll do the... Well, I guess we can do the Vision first. I mean, we need the red mana for Royal, but we have a mountain in there somewhere, so maybe we just don't need to do it just yet. Alright, that was actually a good draw. Am I willing to take 3 damage a turn for a little while? That's quite a bit of damage, actually. Yeah, I think we can play the colony to trade. I wanna kick this, obviously, but I would have to take beats for a little while, and it doesn't seem worth it to me. So now we can go Lull Mage's Familiar. Maybe that's wrong, actually, now that I think about it. You know, the Lull Mage's Familiar's body, I think, is what I forgot about. Because 2/4 is actually very good. So we can play Umara Wizard here. Which seems good to me, actually. Like, they can get in with Visionary, but I can smash back and follow up with some good plays, so I'm okay with this. But the only thing I regret is playing the colony. I think I could have done that differently in hindsight, but that's all right. We'll get in here. All right, and we can just pump whatever they block, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. Well, I might as well kick it and gain life, I guess. Or would I rather play the Riptide? Guess I'd rather play Riptide because they're gonna get to attack with Visionary anyway. Yeah, that's fine. All right. So it's actually a little bit tricky because they have another I can attack with the familiar. We're taking beats from above, so I kind of feel like I need to stay busy here. I don't really want to trade a wizard for a visionary, but I might have to give them that luxury. This isn't particularly good. I'll be frank. It's not a situation I wanted to be in. I'm okay with this. I mean, they get to draw out of it, so they're getting value, but it's not like we... I don't know. I'm more tempted to play this as a land now in case we rip one of our 4/5 flyers, but the Fury could still be valuable for us later, so it feels wrong to not keep it around. Yeah, Seagate Colossus. Well, I guess I'm less scared of that when you've got a Blight Blade. So that's nice. Alright, Stormcaller. Guess we hold off on that. This doesn't feel like a mythic to me. Am I crazy? 7 mana to kick it, you know? Just doesn't seem that exceptional. I wish this dealt damage. I wish it wasn't Kazul's Fury that dealt the damage. I think that's the glaring issue. And everything has to block it, is that right? Yeah. So we're going to lose our Death Toucher to a 2/1, which we obviously didn't want to do. Yeah. I mean, I could have thrown it at it instead. I don't think that does anything. So we can kick this and not do anything and really not look that good. But I suppose... I don't know. I don't know what I suppose. What am I hoping to do? I guess I'm hopeful to rip the thing, the Royal Eruption, so I can do something. Well, my opponent, I was wondering if Jiraga Visionary is good. My opponent has yielded incredibly high value out of it. And I've just been kind of sitting here twiddling my thumbs and really not doing much of anything. So let's see if we get Royal Eruption off the top or bust here. A Horn Beetle. Well, it just doesn't do anything. That's the problem. It just doesn't do anything. And I don't even have enough mana to do the Kazul's Fury either. Alright. I guess I play this so I don't die. I don't know why though. It doesn't do anything for us. It just doesn't do anything. Alright, we got schooled, which is unfortunate, because I felt like, I don't know, I felt like we're kind of heading in the right direction that game, and then just everything fell apart and we didn't do anything. So, I thought our deck was really, really underwhelming looking, and then somehow we got 4 wins with it. So, I'd say that's a pretty good sign. Kicker deck, maybe kicker deck's better than I realized, because that was a very, very underwhelming deck that I'll take the blame, that I just drafted. Super underwhelming on paper. Somehow got 4 victories with it. So maybe there's something to be said about the blue-green kicker deck. We'll keep an eye on it and revisit that soon, hopefully. All right, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you for the next one.